did.
Oh, well, we didn't fill out the application. Yes, sir. Won't need that until tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, or yeah, it's supposed to drop to about Christmas.
Did you find one?
Mine's missing a page too. I guess it's all right.
Well, Roundup kept getting cold down here. You remember last month?
Yeah.
The last 2 months, we switched. So she could put it up there and that wouldn't grow on it. But now that you got it like an oven down here, somebody's trying to think you can turn it down some. I used to sit down here and get it. So that's the one. But being a nice guy that I am.
No. My question was, where's the rest of the agenda?
She thought she had the printer on front and back.
Oh, okay. Honest mistake.
No, she's trying to know.
It's fine. It's not my way. Oh, it is. Yes. Yeah. Well, it's in here, right?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, thanks, Misty.
You're welcome.
It's still not there.
You're better with it.
There was a page missing on the copy, so they recopied them.
Yes, yes.
There were about 12 teenagers swimming in the swim beach. And I just knew I said, they didn't send a note. They didn't know like their phones and want to store off. And I said, they didn't send a note for the last 2 weeks. And I just went park this afternoon. Those kids were swimming.
Y'all have pneumonia.
Yeah. Oh, they didn't tell their moms they went swimming, I'm sure.
Especially if they catch one.
Well, no, it was 3:30.
Oh.
I just, just kind of reminded them.
They lock them up in his bag,
Yeah.
which I think probably,
It seems to be.
yeah, like keeps their attention.
I wonder what that water is. Oh, yeah, it's gotta be around 4.
We did that secret oil one year.
Myself is fine.
Supposed to be healthy.
Okay, that's okay. We have a water.
30 days.
I don't do it either.
I would think so,
They
that,
say that it's
that
good.
secret
Well,
hole
my
would
cold
actually
runs
be warmer
cannot
than the swim
cut.
ditch would be.
They try to get right
Just
off the
simply
block.
because it's smaller body of water coming out, and that's coming out at 180 to 160 feet or whatever.
We did it in January, like in 2000.
Probably not a good idea either way.
I don't like swimming in June. I need it like August, late August.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about.
Yeah, grandkids look at it.
Yeah.
No, that's not good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, okay, Robert, a lot of information.
I know I was fly fishing last week.
But I think you need to do.
I mean,
You
it's cold.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Pretty picture, print. Yeah.
We toured the dam,
But I suggested they
or
have.
the still down, somebody took
What was the whole process?
the whole time.
We can handle it down here. I think we should have our, police and fire, attend, start pinning him.
Asked to give you a copy of the resolution, has the media stuff on there, ask you to remove the device from the
America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Almost gracious and kind, Heavenly Father, thank you again for this beautiful day here. Thank you for the season that you have brought us through, and for the birth of your Son. Guide and direct these proceedings here today, guide us through the new year of 2026. May all the decisions made here today to honor you and to honor this town. These things I ask in thy name. Amen.
Call order. Roll call, please.
It's 106, Howard Packard,
Present.
Diane Jordan. Here. Todd McDaniel,
Here.
Chad Sargent.
Here.
Brenda Walters is absent, a quorum is present.
Recognition's good. Thank you guys for coming. Item 6, public comment. No comment? Okay. 7, consent docket. Does anybody have any concerns or changes with consent docket?
I read it, I threw it off, it looks good to me.
Okay. Motion made.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Howard Haggard,
Yes.
Diane Jordan.
Yes.
Todd McDaniel,
Yes.
Chad Sargent.
Yes.
Brenda Walters is absent, motion carries.
Treasurer's report.
Do we have what you need to
Yeah, I do. It's just, I won't have, the month over month, like, little extras at the bottom I used to do. So, definitely appreciate taking, to take off, but it's really stressful coming back.
This is in our packet anywhere.
Alrighty, for December, from Granicus, we had a total of $262,313.22 from, lighting taxes for the month, so total with the host town deposits, we, still trickling a couple of So the total for lodging taxes for December is $274,369.74. Our sales tax was $355,096.96. Used $10,443.79. Our cigarette tax was $1,640.78. Exciting news for court, we had a court revenue, from a couple of tickets, citations that were paid, so that was $730. Our interest at the bank for the month was $22,161.64, bringing our total income to $664,442.91. With our debits there, $296,637.99. With our net income of $368,019. But as soon as I have a minute afterwards, I'll be able to see those for the month and year over year. Like I usually do at the bar. But I'll have any questions.
Thanks, Julie.
Thank you.
I'd like a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
I'll second.
Roll call vote, please.
Howard Haggard.
Yes.
Diane Jordan.
Yes.
Todd McDaniel.
Yes.
Chad Sargent.
Yes.
Brenda is absent, motion carries.
I have lost. Treasurer report.
All right, so for starters, let's talk a little bit about roads. Choctaw, yes ma'am.
It says this is for January, is this December? When is
That's
this?
covering the month of December.
Okay.
So for starters, with Choctaw Hills, all of the shouldering has been completed. We're working out specifics on the details and the drawings for the water crossing at the end of Chinook. There should be a concrete box bridge structure designed and installed at the end of the project. We also have the contractor in the meantime add some rock at the end of Chinook to reduce some of the intensity of the potholes over there in the area, just trying to keeping it clean and passable and easy to navigate as we continue this project over here at Choctaw Hills. As far as Camp Branch Road goes, we started the project on December the 8th. We are currently approximately 2 to 3 more weeks out left of dirt work before paving can begin. As far as miscellaneous roads maintenance goes, we made a big push for our Christmas and New Year's holidays to make sure that roadways that are gravel and dirt road are pleasant and drivable conditions for our holiday guests. Let's see here, moving forward from that, we plot a trail. We're actually at the very end on finalizing the easement for the plot trail. We identified that there were 2 easement holders. One was Choctaw Mountain LLC, and then the other was Weyerhaeuser, and we are now in communication with Weyerhaeuser as of today, and we will be sending that easement over later this afternoon after this meeting, and then their attorney's going to review it and get it back to us with any sort of red lines or concerns that they might have. Earlier during the month of December, we connected with the town of Breckenridge, Colorado, and we reviewed all of their STR licensing and lodging tax operations. They shared with us a lot of best practices, and so it's given us some ideas here to implement so that way we can improve the collections and the compliance measures here that we operate here at the town. We reviewed all the applications for the newly created jobs. We're scheduling first round interviews over the next 2 weeks. These jobs are for our road superintendent, our building code inspector / code enforcement officer, and the administrative assistant to the town administrator. I also connected with the executive director of the State Department of Tourism. Her name is Amy Blackburn. She has been newly appointed to this role, and she has scheduled a visit to Hochatown in February. More details on that to come. Aside from that, probably one of the biggest fires that we've had to manage during the month of December was we had a miscommunication from Airbnb telling Hochatown properties that their lodging taxes were going to be remitted to the city of Broken Bow by January 1. Those are going to be automatically collected by Airbnb and automatically submitted to the incorrect municipality. Hochtown immediately notified Airbnb that the tax jurisdiction must be based on municipal boundary GIS layers and not just a zip code. We requested immediate jurisdiction correction, and we also requested written confirmation that these boundaries have been corrected. Airbnb kind of went cold during the holiday season, and then on December 23rd, since we haven't really heard anything, we escalated this to legal, and legal then sent a letter of request and immediate follow-up to Airbnb, and then they have also scheduled a meeting with us, which was today at 12:30. Liz had met with them, and just in a brief conversation earlier before this meeting, she had shared that she's very confident in a positive resolution for this matter. So as for the month of December, that's about all I've got. Real quick, I'd just like to say a special thanks to our town lobbyist, Pat McPheron, who brought our Airbnb issue to Lieutenant Governor's attention, who then connected Hochtown with the lead Airbnb lobbyist in DC.
Thank you so much, Adam.
Shoulders on Choctaw Hill, I drove that the other day, that looks good.
Yeah, they do. They've been a lot of that.
You bet.
There's been a lot
That
of-
really dressed it up, made it look good.
Yeah, some of those
Cleaned up the
concerns that I had were addressed within weeks, and a lot of those edging
Yes.
areas were eliminated by that field. So, I mean, it alleviated, all the concerns I had.
Glad to hear it. And that grass that they seeded is looking beautiful.
Yes,
It's so
it is.
green.
Yeah, I would like to know what kind of seed that was.
Yeah.
Because they grew.
Because I can't get it growing in my yard.
Was it?
They can grow it in the park.
It's so green.
Oh, yeah, it grew so
They've done a
fast.
wonderful job.
Adam, just a question, and I may have just not heard you say, but on this Airbnb, where they're gonna start remitting the taxes to Broken Bow, I mean, that was supposed to take effect January 1. Did we know if did they go ahead and?
We have not received any confirmation or denial that they have begun that process.
Okay.
And so we immediately requested them to freeze and to hold any sort of response on that until we can get this sorted out. Again, Liz had a conversation with them at 12:30 today, and I'm waiting to hear a detailed report back. As soon as I hear information from her, she'll send it out. I'll send it out to the board, and then we'll get another public statement made.
Okay. Fantastic.
So,
Thanks, Adam. All right, Chief Chris?
Before I dive into my report, I would like to recognize a couple of Chief Gilbert's firefighters for the town of Hochtown on the infant dog bite line that we assisted them on. Justin and Aaron did an outstanding job dealing with this infant patient and the parents during this incident where the family dog bit the child in the face and possibly damaged the pupil and stuff like that. They did. Just want to recognize. Yeah, the family pet of 8 years. So, but they did an outstanding job. And I just wanted to recognize those guys for that. Secondly, I would like to recognize Hochtown CERT team and their assistance in locating a missing and endangered person over in Eagletown. They did an outstanding job. And we
That
appreciate
was on Christmas Day.
Yes. We appreciate them.
The last commissioner's meeting, Gary Falling had.
On Christmas Day?
It was on Christmas Day.
Oh, wow.
But a few people couldn't show up.
Who reached out to Sir during that time?
As far as I know, Jerry Fallon
Jerry did, okay.
pulled the trigger on that.
Nice.
I'm not sure. I just know they were activated.
He was an elderly man, wasn't he, that guy? Okay.
Yeah, so
Fantastic.
kudos to all of those folks that were able to break away from their families on Christmas Day and come out and help. Back to mine. December was a busy month for the police department. We had 45 calls for service, conducted 20 traffic stops, issued 7 citations, 15 warnings, 2 arrests. One of those being a second-degree felony for burglary of a storage unit. Finally been worked for motor vehicle accidents. If you guys want me to go into the rest of it, you have it in your packets, and my voice is going, so.
No, we're good. Thank you so much. Thank you, Chief. It's all here. Appreciate it.
Gonna hear about how-
Chief, the number of calls that you mentioned, are or they broke,
Yeah,
are those total numbers in here somewhere?
yes, sir, the actual calls themselves.
Okay, you broke it out in the actual cost.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Cool.
I only got a lot for you, but we had 48 calls for service, in December, and we broke down there, I think I have that sheet, right? You got it in the packet? Okay, I'm sorry. I'll break them down for you. We had 8 carbon monoxide alarms, 24 medicals, 8 fires, 3 public assists, 3 motor vehicle accidents, and 2 fire alarms, like the smoke alarms, turned out to be nothing. I'll get you all the copies, I'm sorry if I was in there, but, on our radio stuff, we're still working, waiting on our license. Everything's done, everything's here. We're just waiting on the FCC to get our license back so we can put our speaker up. But all the equipment's sitting and waiting for that. As soon as we get that in, Joey will get it on the tower. We sourced a tanker. We found one that'll work for us. It's later on the agenda, but I think it'll work great for us. Other than that, that's all we really got. All the ISO paperwork's done. As soon as we get this, if we can approve this backup generator, as part of our rating, we gotta have it first, and we get the tanker secured. We're ready to get rated, to have it come down and grade us.
Great.
We're that close.
Yeah.
Chief, how long do you think it'll take to actually get the tanker run?
I don't think so, I don't know. I mean, depending on where it's coming from, they won't tell you where they're at.
Oh,
It's still a broker, so they won't tell you where it's at. So once it gets approved, and we go through with it, and the contracts are all signed, everything's bought and paid for. The engine took, what, 2 weeks last time we bought the engine, I think? To get everything done, so I'd say 2 weeks the longest, hopefully. Again, it's depending on where it's coming from.
Have we pursued any of the structured, this building that would be housing?
We spoke about it, we're just trying to get some more prices on what it's gonna cost to put one together.
Okay. Did found any companies that do it?
No, we looked at the one that Skip had sent me. I think we've got plenty of contractors around here that can stand one, we just have to find one we want, and we can hire a contractor here to build it.
Okay. Yeah, because that'll need to be, needs to be kind of along the same
Yes, sir.
timeline, that way when we get it here, we got a place to put it. So, all right. That was good. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Skip. Got the meeting with the truck? We had a really busy month in December. We start off with the Development Authority. We did have the calendar for this year. Today would have been our initial, on the Advice of Council. They want to wait until the audit is completed, so we canceled this meeting today. We'll convene as soon as the audit the report is ready. So, speaking on that, we've had our initial interview with them. So we've engaged Michael Green, CPA. They're out of Stillwell, Oklahoma. They focus primarily on rural towns, and so we are the first new town that they've taken on. So it's going to be a new experience for them as well. But I feel really confident about them. They sent Jack Roy, who is their senior auditor. They sent him on the initial interview, and then they've assigned another auditor that has over 25 years of municipal auditing experience to our case. And she's going to have a couple of junior auditors working with her as well. The things that are going on for us is that we've had those agreed upon procedures through the first 2 years, but they're okay with those. The state auditor's office is okay with that as well. So we're going to audit fiscal 25 from July 1st of 24 till June 30th of 25. We really didn't have any assets on the balance sheet, so we did have some vehicle activity, but other than that, there really wasn't anything. We also don't have any debt. So they believe that it's going to be a relatively simple and pain-free process. They are going to go through all of our policies. We've provided all of our access to all of our ordinances to them, all of our resolutions. So they're going to have a chance to take a look and see the things that we've accomplished over the course of time in terms of spending limits and authorities for, particularly on how we take in funds, how those funds are deposited and so forth. So that process is underway. I feel confident about it. I think Julie and I both have an understanding of what it's going to look like. There's a little bit of pain involved anytime you're audited. I mean, so we know that, and we're prepared for it. But it's a big step for us to establish our credit and to be able to engage the Oklahoma Public Finance Group in the way that we want to. on some of these projects that we have. So, again, excited about that piece of it. Let's look at the wastewater project. So, again, some bad news there, I guess, in that the ODOT communications that we received in December is that they're pushing us back again. So we thought originally that the 60% design plan would be available to us in June of this year. It wasn't. They told us it would be December. Now they've met again with us in December and told us that it's going to be probably another 6 months. We looked at what we thought would be shovel ready in the spring of 26 is not probably going to happen until the spring of 27 at the earliest. What does that mean to us? It means two things. It means that we do have a little more runway to prepare our project, to make sure that our collection design is right, to get it in place along as we run concurrent with that ODOT project. But it also means that everything's going to be a year later, right? So it's the aggressiveness that we've shown towards it and the work that we've done through Garver to get that design ready. We're still kind of stuck at 30% because we can't move further to 60% until they do. And just to kind of put that in layman's terms, we have to know what lands are available, where those lease opportunities are at, where that green space is at, where the right-of-ways are going to be used in different ways, where they're going to have concrete abutments or riprap or retaining walls. If we don't know those things, then we really can't design this collection system appropriately. So it puts us all on hold. But that's not to say that the project itself has stopped. We've been very aggressive with the project, particularly on the wastewater treatment plant side of things. Worked very closely over the past couple of months with Cole and JK and their team to make sure that we understand what our needs are, both with regard to our wastewater treatment plant and with regard to the lift station, where those need to be located, kind of what we need to do around land procurement to make sure that we get those places not only identified, but as we have submitted already, as you guys are well aware, our waste load allocation permit, some of those requirements of us to be able to at least identify a tentative location for those things need to be available to ODEQ as well. And so that's really kind of the process that we're working through at the moment. I don't want to speak specifically on the land engagement. We can do that in an executive session, but you guys are aware that I'm trying to identify those locations. And so those things are moving forward. Along with, we have some other opportunities that we are pursuing. A couple of the trustees and I have been on, along with the town administrator, have been on the phone with some organizations facilitated by the Oklahoma Water Resources Board, and we are pursuing obviously some other alternatives that might be able to get us connected quicker, to treat our wastewater quicker, and perhaps to help us even along with our waste load application permit. So we'll continue to communicate that as it advances, but right now we are in our third review on the questioning from the ODEQ with regard to our waste load allocation. So it has not been approved. We do want to believe that it's imminent, but it is a government agency, and so I can't really make you any kind of implied promise about that at all. We do believe that it's progressing positively, but it's just the way things seem. So take that for what you will. Right? So, on the trails development side, there's also been, we've had a lot of progress there. Trustee Daniel and I went to a meeting along with the Sheriff and Cole with the Nation, and that was the WAPCD, WAPA deal, I believe is what they call themselves. That's the Western Arkansas Public Development District is what that is. And we went to Fort Smith. The presenters there was the Arkansas State Parks, the Arkansas Biking Association, and forgive me for not knowing their exact acronym there, and then also the city of Mena, the mayor of the city of Mena said. And we met with those guys after the meeting, actually, but they gave a great presentation. They are breaking ground this month on a $48 million brand new state park that's going to run from Queen Wilhelmina to the city of Mena. It's going to encompass the Ward Lake process area that they've already put 2 downhill trails in. And so we're looking at kind of modeling after some of the things they've done. As we talked about prior, they have a special use permit from the U.S. Forest Service that was granted to them earlier this year. We're looking at that process. That is a very long and cumbersome process. They expedited it, but they did so by writing a pretty healthy check to do so. And when I say that, I mean they just got some advanced engineering done. They didn't do anything inappropriate, I didn't mean to imply that, but they hired some really good engineers and they were able to get that process moving more quickly. So we're looking at what they've done, we're looking at that process, how we might be able to engage the public lands that are available here, especially those that border us on our township to the east side of us there. And we have some proposals in place on master scope. We have also identified someone who we believe is a very powerful and influential person in that realm that can help us as well. I don't want to introduce those things yet, but I want us to be aware that we're soliciting those, and that those will be presented to you during the first HBoT meeting that we have, and we'll be able to talk about that. We feel like there's some things that we can do, some go-dos that we can get to, and some fundraising opportunities that we have that are immediate to us, right? And so those things, again, we've had a lot of opportunity with them. We've made some site visits with them, and we have those guys coming to town as well. We've got 2 more of the design organizations that are going to come back and visit our location again, and just make sure they understand exactly what it is we're trying to do, how we might be able to tie our commercial district to our recreational district, so forth, and have some non-motorized transportation between those locations. So it's really, I think, a comprehensive look at something that could be transformative to our tourism, and I'm real excited about that one as well. Also engaged and helped with quite a few things as far as just the town administration is concerned, ways that I could help with Julian and Adam, and then certainly the work that Shelley does. We had a bit of a busy month. The one that Adam mentioned before, that Airbnb Verbo thing really did raise a lot of eyebrows in the community, and so a lot of public information work that had to be done around some of those things, and especially that miscommunication that really does cause.
And also during the holiday.
It was all during the
So
holiday.
we were doing that during the holiday.
Absolutely.
But that's really my report, unless you have some questions for me.
What was that acronym we said earlier? It was the,
WAPADITI?
We gotta come up with something.
WAPDD.
WAPDD.
Yeah, and when the lady that's the executive director, when she first said WAPADITI, Todd and I both kind of looked at each other. Turns out that's right.
anyways, yeah, thank you so much, Gil. We appreciate it. Awesome, thank you. All right, item number 12, discussion and presentation of a proclamation honoring Lindy Wood on the occasion of his 98th birthday, recognizing his lifelong contributions to the town of Hochtown, his service to the community, and his preservation of local history. We've got 2 proclamations to do today. These 2 individuals are absolutely a foundation of Hochtown. I don't know if anybody knows Lindy Wood. I know him through the years. He's been an avid golfer and resident. So, and he's just a great guy. So it's an honor for us to be in a position where we can do these proclamations for these individuals that are truly Hochtown originals. I was going to let Howard read this proclamation. I know he's really good friends with Lindy. Has played golf with him for years. So
It'd really be nice if Lindy was here.
You'd like us to do it next week, let's play golf.
We could probably go to the golf course and catch it. Anyway, a proclamation honoring Lindy Wood on the occasion of his 98th birthday. Whereas Mr. Wood, a Hochtown original, celebrating the most significant event, his 98th birthday, Tuesday, January 6, 2026. Whereas Mr. Wood, a retired heavy equipment operator, pipeline inspector, where he traveled the United States, Argentina, Colombia, Alaska, and Africa. In Africa, he was a designated honorary chief of one of their tribes. He has also worked on the Broken Bow Dam. Whereas Lindy has served as leadership and volunteer role on the Cedar Creek Golf Course and its improvements throughout the years, where routinely played there 3 days a week. Man, incredible. And still does. And has had 5 hole-in-ones to his credit. After only picking up the game after he retired. I think he told me 72 or 73 is when he actually picked the game up. Whereas we honorably served a country for World War II, Army veteran. Most significantly, he led a party of men every deer hunting season to track lost hunters. He was a very accomplished hunter and a great tracking skills. Whereas Lindy is married to Erlene for more than 60 years and has 3 children, Karen, Cam, and Martha, also 6 grandchildren and 5 great-grandchildren. Whereas he enjoys tending to his fruit trees and canning, and TC can vouch for that. They trade gems all the time. Lindy has loved to keep the history of the town going fiercely, freely sharing his accomplishments and remembrances with all. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the host town extends official birthday greetings to Lindy Wood, one of the Coach Town's early citizens who made significant contributions to the betterment of our community and the preservation of our history on the occasion of this milestone 98th birthday. Congratulations, Lindy.
Absolutely.
Would you like to set up time next week when he's planning, so if anybody wants to come out, I'll accept it.
Okay. So you make a motion to, I'll make a motion to accept the proclamation for Mr. Lindy Wood.
I'll second.
Roll call vote, please.
Howard Haggard,
Yes.
Bernie Jordan,
Yes.
Todd McDaniel,
Yes.
Chad Parker,
Yes.
motion,
Brenda Walters, motion carried.
Item 13, discussion and presentation of a proclamation honoring Boga Reed on the occasion of her 90th birthday, recognizing her lifelong contributions to the town of Hochtown, her leadership, entrepreneurship, and dedication to preserving the community's history and culture. So we had, last week was Boga's birthday, and so we went, I went, Diane was there, and so we had a nice visit, celebrated her birthday, and presented her just a preemptive proclamation and just explained to her what we were going to be doing. So what an honor it is for you have the opportunity to present this to Boga. She's been a true legend in our community for how many years? I believe she was born here in 1936. So she's been here a long time. She's pioneered the cabin building and development industry in Hochtown. The subdivision start was truly by Boga Reed and Charlie. And so instrumental supporter in corporation efforts for many years, provided space for our first town hall and library. So her legacy will be forever etched in Hochtown's history. Absolutely. So I wish she was here, but we did get to give her her thanks last week. So I'll let's see here. We've got okay. Boga was recognized as Lady Bass Angler of the Year, World Bass and Gal Champion. She's been a business owner, school of dance, kitty corral, clothes horse. Does anybody know what the Sawbucks was?
It was where Girls Gone Women is now. It's a little dress shop that she had, little dress shop, yeah, Sawbucks,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so she's been, like I said, cabin designer, builder, served our youth in our community. She's been a veteran supporter of Hochtown. She, like I said, she helped us start our first town hall and library. She was married to Charlie Reed for 60 years. 4 children, Glennis, Edgar, Mitchell, Rhonda, and the late Don Reed. 3 grandchildren, 8 great-grandchildren, 1 great-great-grandchild. And she was the early niece of a moonshiner, one of the original moonshiners in Hochtown. I did not know that. So Boga has loved and kept the history of our town for many, many years. So when you say Hochtown, you say Boga Reed and Charlie Reed, hands down. I've had their picture in my restaurant for 25 years. And there's a reason, because they laid the foundation for everything we have today, everything you see. And I even confirmed it with many, many developers, including Todd, and Diane too, that they were single-handedly one of the first individuals that seen the vision of Hochtown. And whether they seen it from a residential tourism perspective, I would say probably both. But you have individuals, like I mentioned, I made some notes. You had Cyrus Avery, Ed Gaylord Sr., both were notable visionaries in the state of Oklahoma. Route 66 was Cyrus Avery, Ed Gaylord helped facilitate growth and infrastructure in Oklahoma City. Sam Noble was one of them too, who was a native history visionary. So these are individuals that helped carve where Oklahoma is today, and I feel like Boga and Charlie helped carve Hochtown. And so, and still to this day, they're a part of our community. So when you see Boga, you get a chance to visit with her, because she she is Hochtown through and through, and so this is an honor to be a part of this proclamation for Ms. Vogel Reed. So thank you guys so much.
And I would like to add one thing to that. When Hochtown was fighting its fight to become incorporated, Vogel was the single largest contributor to that whole process. So I just wanted to add that caveat to it.
Yeah, I would say for years that she has supported the incorporation efforts from start to finish. And like I said, I believe our first year of having the city hall, correct me if I'm wrong, I mean, she did that with no charge, and so helped us to get ourselves in a position to where we could actually pay for a place. So yes, she's been instrumental in Hochtown and in our corporation. So thank you so much.
We've got a couple more coming later this year.
Oh, nice. Okay, can we get I'll make a motion that we accept the proclamation for Vogel Reed.
I'll second that.
Roll call vote, please.
Howard Haggard.
Yes.
Diane Jordan.
Yes.
Todd McDaniel.
Yes.
Chad Sargent.
Yes.
Randy Walters is absent, motion carried.
Item 14, discussion, consideration, possible action regarding approval of a memorandum of understanding between the town of Hochtown and Oklahoma Municipal Management Services for municipal systems review and management advisory services, including scope of services, compensation term, and authorization for execution by the mayor. So you guys do that. So this is set up to help facilitate just some overall help and advisory, for us to just be a better municipality. I think that it's gonna help our department heads, it's gonna help Adam, it's gonna help us, just to have an overview of how we're doing. It's something I wanted to do since we started, but we got things started and started moving forward, but, they're gonna come in and just, do a light audit on what we're doing and just help us with anything that we might need help with, and also grade us on how we're doing, and I think help facilitate, just more unity. Would you say, Adam, don't you feel like that?
Yeah, recommended changes for best practices in our processes, leadership, and management.
Beautiful. Yeah. So,
Like I said, we are a young town. None of us have any experience. We've got a lot of knowledge. We don't have any experience. But, we've asked our staff and everybody for endless hours and give up their personal time. But it's just another way that we need to get some more support in here for our staff so we can continue to go forward in the future. So, I like it.
yeah. You have any other concerns or questions?
Make a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding with Town of Hochtown and Oklahoma Municipal Services Municipal Fund.
I'll second that.
Roll call vote, please.
Howard Haggard.
Yes.
Diane Jordan.
Yes.
Todd McDaniel.
Yes.
Chad Sargent.
Yes.
Randy Walters is absent, motion carries.
Item 15, discussion, consideration, possible action regarding authorization for the fire chief to proceed with the purchase of a fire tanker with a not to exceed amount of $99,999, including minimal specifications, requiring pumping capacity of at least 750 gallons per minute, and acknowledge that the purchase is contingent on approval of a temporary storage structure on the Kelly House property. So do we know if we've had that approval yet from Kelly?
We do not.
We do not. Do we have
I've
any
reached out to her, I didn't hear anything back, I know she was gone,
Okay.
but I did see her truck at home, so when we leave here, I just saw it when I came here, so, we'll swing by there, but we kinda need to have, store a couple of ideas of storage that we looked at, so, cause she may say, no, we're not putting that on my property, someone give her a couple different ideas to look at as far as storage goes, to try to get her approval on that.
Okay.
Could we, look at it and we go ahead and approve the action? Because it's still contingent upon
Yep.
approval of a an appropriate temporary storage structure. Does that cover it?
I think so.
Well said.
Take her off.
Well, no, I think we're good. And the only question I had was, I'm assuming, Cody, that you found a rig that's gonna meet or under that threshold?
Yes, we located one 3,000 gallons, it's got 750 gallon in pump. And I think this more than covers anything it would take to get it purchased and get it here and put anything that we needed on it.
Hey, Chief Gilbert, could you share with us and the board and the public here, why it's important that we put this emphasis here on the 750 gallons per minute?
Pumper tanker, so we can actually get more pumping capacity, which helps out on our ISO rating, where anything below that doesn't help us at all. So at least has to be 750 or more to count for any sort of points.
Okay.
On our
So you
rating.
have the points, or where we can get it.
Yeah.
A little bit of a bonus point there.
No, thank you.
So, yeah. Thank you, Chief.
I make a motion that we approve the authorization of the fire chief to proceed with the purchase of the fire tanker not to exceed the amount of $99,999.99, including the minimum specifications requiring the pumping capacity of at least 750 gallons per minute, and acknowledging that the purchase is contingent upon approval of a satisfactory temporary storage structure.
Yes.
Second.
Todd, yes. Roll call vote, please.
Howard Haggard,
Yes.
Diane Jordan,
Yes.
Todd McDaniel,
Yes.
Chad Sargent.
Yes.
Randy Walters is absent, motion carries.
Item 16, discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding approval of the $16,000 quote from Spearhead Electrical Services LLC for generator installation and related electrical and propane work for the Poachtown Fire Department.
So on this, I don't know if those quotes are in your.
They are in there, and that helped a lot. I was a little, I gulped a little when I saw it, but when I actually saw what it included, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm good.
And I did reach out to a few other electricians and didn't hear anything back. So this is a very large generator, probably bigger than what we need, but because we are at a temporary facility, I wanted something that when we move, we can take it with us. And it'll work for more than just that little small house. It's, like I said, it's a little bit bigger than what we need, but if we ever moved or built anything else down there, it would cover everything we would ever do.
That's good, I covered it.
And this move also is oriented with the reduction of an ISO
Yeah,
rating.
so this is part of our grade, we have to have a backup power supply.
Okay, thanks, Doug.
Any discussion?
No, I'm not.
I make a motion we approve the purchase or I make a motion we approve the action regarding approval of $16,000 quote from Spearhead Electrical Service for generator installation related electrical and propane work for Poachtown Fire Department.
Second.
Diane. Roll call vote, please.
Howard Haggard,
Yes.
Diane Jordan,
Yes.
Todd McDaniel,
Yes.
Chad Sargent.
Yes.
Randy Walters is absent, motion carries.
17, discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding approval and authorization to execute a funding agreement between the town of Poachtown and Oklahoma Development Finance Authority relating to Oklahoma Business Expansion Incentive Program, Public-Private Partnership Development Infrastructure Pool, Town of Poachtown Infrastructure P3 Project Series 2026, in the amount not to exceed $300,000, including all related documents and actions necessary for implementation. So this was, it's a lot to process, and it really is hard to understand how this works, so I'm gonna let Adam, this is basically a grant that we were given, correct?
Correct, yes, sir. So this is the $300,000 grant that we were awarded for the Camp Ranch Road project. And this funding agreement is with the town, so that basically states that we are locked in with spending these funds strictly for the Camp Ranch Road project. And our legal has recommended approval of this funding agreement contingent upon updating the address to 101 Rock Oak Way.
So Adam, thank you so much for your hard work on this P3. I know we talked about it, but it happened, so.
Yep, and as soon as this one closes out, they are ready for us to apply again for another one.
Once a year?
We can apply multiple times a year after each project closes out fully.
So we have to close out Campaign Road completely before we apply for another.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Adam, for pursuing that.
Absolutely. Yeah, more to come, more to come.
Make it happen. We'll do that. I'll make a motion to approve item 17 regarding approval and authorization to execute funding agreement between Town of Ocean and Oklahoma Development Finance Authority. The amendment will be the address, which is listed on the funding agreement. Yeah, to be updated to our address. Roll call vote, please. Dr. Harris.
Howard Hager,
Yes.
Diane Jordan.
Yes.
Todd McDaniel.
Yes.
Chad Sargent,
Yes.
Brenda Walters is absent, motion carries.
Item 18, discussion, consideration, possible action regarding registration for the Town of Host County as an affiliate member of Keep Oklahoma Beautiful, including approval of an annual $200 membership fee and authorization for staff to complete the registration.
Okay, so a little bit about why I had requested this item be added to the agenda is I was speaking with Chuck Rawls, the current president-elect of the Keep Oklahoma Beautiful organization, and he had shared with me over the course of his career, he has received millions of dollars in awards for trash cleanup initiatives in the communities that he had served. This would also give us an opportunity to market Hochatown and receive the recognition that our initiatives here that we do locally, such as Keep Hochatown Beautiful, and also funding opportunities for our initiatives like Keep Hochatown Beautiful as well. And we can only apply for these funding and grant opportunities through this organization if we are a membership of it.
So, you be a member? Great. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I'll make a motion that we accept the registration for the Town of Host County and become an affiliate member of Keep Oklahoma Beautiful.
I'll second that.
Roll call vote, please.
Howard Hager,
Yes.
Diane Jordan,
Yes.
Todd McDaniel,
Yes.
Chad Sargent,
Yes.
Brenda Walters is absent, motion carries.
Okay, so 19 is gonna just kind of caveat on the incident that we had this last week. The dog incident was last week. Was it 3 weeks?
Was it last week?
Last week.
So much has happened.
So yeah, this is something I think this is a responsible effort to hopefully, increase public safety. You know, as a dog owner, I can say, and a dog breeder, I can say that's really important that you take care and you're very responsible for your dogs and make sure they're in an enclosure that they need to be in. And they need to be on a leash when you're walking them, especially in these type of circumstances. This was a one-off. I'll be curious to find out if that dog had any prior issues as far as behavioral issues. It'd be interesting to find out because it was a family dog. But things happen. But as we all know, there's a tremendous amount of more traffic on our roads with tourists walking, spending time walking as family, as couples. I mean, I've seen it increase in the last year. Now, especially now that we have some improved roads, even in my neighborhood, people are out and about. So I think it's important that we make an effort of responsibility and keep people. But the biggest thing on this one, if we pass it, is to make people aware that this is part of our town. And so I think it's a good thing that we. So 19, discussion, consideration, possible action regarding ordinance number 26, an ordinance of the mayor and board of trustees of the Town of Ocean County, and a new section 643 to Title 6, Police and Public Safety, Chapter 4, Animals, regulating dogs, requiring leashing and confinement, prohibiting tethering as a primary means of restraint, providing for enforcement, impoundment, and penalties, providing for codification, severability, and declaring an emergency. Okay. Do you have any questions on that, Howard?
Yeah. Discussion, explanation, help me understand, I want, let's go to D, tethering prohibited primary restraints. Tethering, training, stalking, and otherwise tying a dog shall not constitute adequate confinement and is prohibited as a primary means of restraint. And I agree, I hate to see dogs tied to a chain to a tree. That's not the life of a dog or any animal. But when we have, what's the word I want to use, when we have visitors come in on weekends, they bring their animals with them. There may not be a chain link fence or a place to keep that dog back to number C, confinement required. Are we saying they're not gonna be able to tie that dog to a tree out in the backyard while they go down here to the park and swim for 2 or 3 hours? Is that what we're saying?
Correct, yes. So if they're going to have their animal, then they need to make sure that there is adequate fencing or structures to keep the animal or inside of the cabin itself. And if you're going to be outside with your animal, then that animal is required to be leashed. Verbal commands do not suffice.
And this not only applies to tourists, this applies to residents.
It's across the board, yes, sir.
Across the board.
And you'll see the exception in there too, if they're under direct physical supervision and security in a manner that prevents escape or contact with a person, so.
Exactly.
The owner
If they're sitting around a campfire, their dog needs to be there, but
Yeah.
that dog still needs to be on the leash.
Yes.
Doesn't need to be turned loose, that's the way they get lost. So
That's correct.
Just to help the definition, direct physical supervision usually means line of sight with the dog and at a distance that if it did break its leash or got loose, you could control it within a reasonable period of time.
And this is a pretty, well, I say not pretty, it's a very common ordinance that is broken no carries out of most of your, many of your towns across Oklahoma. I did a lot of research on this one, and the way we've got it set up, Liz did a good job on drafting this up.
I'm good with it, I just wanted to make sure I was understand exactly what it meant.
Can we just send the dog to county? Pay the
That's what I'm
fine
saying.
and everything? My dog will take her to county when she gets out. I don't.
You gonna turn her loose on the purpose, so that's your problem.
So what we're gonna do for now, Chief,
You could look at doing a, MOU with Brokenville.
I mean, that would be my, I didn't know if that was already done or not.
No, not yet at this time. This was quickly put together with legal in response to this and identifying that we didn't have anything for parameters for dogs, any sort of a control measure or an opportunity for our law enforcement agents to write any sort of tickets for dogs getting loose and out of control. So we put this together with legal as a presentation for you here today. Later on down the road, we can start working on the MOUs for impoundment with other organizations on an as-needed basis.
I'm good.
Fantastic.
This instance, just recently happened, and it underlines kind of a weakness in our ordinances that needed to be taken care of.
And somehow, some way, as we move forward, education for the tourists and locals, I think, is paramount for us to assume that people are going to go and read these ordinances. Sometimes that's not the case. That may be wise for us to either look at signage or doing something as we move forward in some of these subdivisions and areas where people understand that's the case. Because, these dogs that we're losing, over the course of years where people, just recently, we had two, one that was hit and the other one they never found.
Right.
It was just, owners coming into town, comfortable, and, the dogs want to go on an adventure, and they, and they get lost or turned around. And it happens. I had a dog get out one time, unbeknownst to me, and one of the park rangers found him just laying on the side of the road, just watching the traffic go by. And so, but he couldn't find his way back home. And so
Sometimes, isn't it?
yeah, sometimes we can't. And so it happens. Things happen. Accidents happen. But at the same time, this is a good right there. I think so. I'm happy with it.
I make a motion to approve ordinance 26 as presented.
I'll second.
Roll call vote, please.
Howard Haggard,
Yes.
Diane Jordan,
Yes.
Todd McDaniel,
Yes.
Chad Sargent.
Yes.
Brandon Walters is absent, motion carries.
Item 21, discuss consideration of possible action to convene into executive session as follows. Sorry, am I 20? Oh, yeah, sorry.
You gotta have emergency clause in.
This is just with emergency action. It might be
Okay, I'm sorry. Discuss consideration of possible action to approve the emergency clause of ordinance 26.
I'll make a motion that we approve the emergency clause of ordinance 26.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Howard Haggard.
Yes.
Diane Jordan. Yes. Todd McDaniel.
Yes.
Chad Sargent.
Yes.
Brenda Walters is absent, motion carries.
Yeah, okay. Okay, 21, discuss consideration and possible action to convene into executive session as follows. Pursuant to Title 25 Oklahoma Statute 307B1, discuss the employment, hiring, appointment, promotion, disciplining, or resignation of Clay Hadaball. And item B, pursuant to Title 25 of Oklahoma Statute 307B3 for the purpose of discussing the purchase of appraisal of real property for the county of Ocean.
Make a motion to go into this session.
I second. That's it.
Howard Haggard.
Yes.
Diane Jordan. Yes. Todd McDaniel.
Yes.
Chad Sargent.
Yes.
Brenda Walters. Motion carries at 2 p.m. on the dot.
We going or they going? We going?
Yeah, let's just go ahead and go out of the room.
You doing doing personnel first, or
Let's take the personnel first.
Well, we had that deal for both.
I can do the whole.
Yeah. So we had some hot favorites. Next year, I already got.
Yeah, and make sure you too, right?